Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Hot Topic Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Okay. All right. Welcome to our Hot Topic Tuesday. Is April and Trish joining you today. And today our topic is brain fog. So this month, the month of September, we are touching on all things brain health. Um, And today's topic is brain fog. What is it and how to fix it? This is a topic that Trish and I hear very often. Like it's usually whenever we get a new client that's struggling with hormone imbalance or gut issues, it's one of the common symptoms that's always on the list is brain fog. Like brain fog, it just seems to have gotten older. And I know I've experienced it. Trish's experienced it. Like we've, kind of talked about the same thing in regards to that in the past. So today the topic is going to be about brain fog. Um, so the big thing is, or the big question would be, are you feeling mentally foggy, struggling to concentrate, or just kind of not sharp as usual? Um, Basically, that would be brain fog, and you're not alone because a lot of people struggle with that. It's very, very common, and it seems very common as we age. Brain fog is a feeling of mental cloudiness, lack of focus, and sometimes even memory lapses. I don't know about you, Trish, but as I've gotten older, it's kind of like, well, what was I thinking? Or like, I was in the middle of, a thought and I lost it. Or you're on the way out the door and you're like, I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. you know, um, that's basically brain fog. So first we're going to dive into some of the common causes of brain fog. So number one is always going to be, if you're experiencing brain fog, look at your sleep. Do you have a current issue with poor sleep? So lack of quality sleep disrupts cognitive function and will naturally lead to foggy thinking. So that's going to be the first thing, is going to be poor sleep. Stress and feeling of overwhelmed. So if you're overwhelmed or you're stressed, that's a common cause. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which can impair brain function over time. Cortisol and or just stress as a whole is, almost always the root source of a lot of, issues within the different systems within our body. The third thing would be nutrient deficiencies. So lack of essential nutrients, particularly B vitamins, omega 3s, and magnesium, can all contribute to brain fog. Um, for those of y'all tuning in, if y'all saw, it's a little while back, it actually became a popular video on YouTube that we had, was the most important supplement that you can take, the number one supplement, which was magnesium. Um, but um, but that's, again, that's why magnesium is just so important, to ensure that you have within your diet or to supplement. The fourth thing would be blood sugar imbalances. Fluctuations in blood sugar levels can cause energy crashes and in turn make it difficult concentrating. So blood sugar imbalances will contribute to brain fog. Gut health issues. Imbalances within the gut can impact brain function through the gut brain axis. That is one of the primary reasons why I just geek out and obsess on all things within the gut, because the gut is just connected to so many other different systems within our body. Um, and the last one would be toxin overload. Environmental toxins or mold exposure can lead to neurological symptoms, including brain fog. And for those of y'all that don't know, the EPA has over 18,000 registered chemicals. Like, unfortunately we live in a toxic world. It's in our food, it's in our air, it's in our cosmetics, it's like everywhere. Science is, is a magical thing, but it's also kind of killing us too, a little bit, to some extent. Toxin overload is the last one, and with that, Trish is going to take over how to fix brain fog.
Yep. All right. So fixing brain fog, and you're going to see a pattern here. Like everything I'm going to say is going to pretty much complement what April just said, actually, even in pretty much the order that she said them. So, the first one, she talked about sleep. So, improving our sleep hygiene is a great way to help focus, cognitive function and brain fog. So, prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep, if not more, if you kind of need that, create a calming bedtime routine and avoiding the screens before bed. April knows that's my thing that I'm always trying to fix. Managing stress. So, practicing those stress reduction techniques, deep breathing, if meditation works, taking short breaks throughout the day to maybe do a little small meditation, deep breathing, or get up and move around and have a nice little walk, just something to kind of break that, like kind of an intentional break in that focus, but where you're kind of calming the brain back down to get ready to focus more. Balanced nutrition. This one comes up in just everything we talk about. So, focusing on a diet rich in those brain boosting foods. So, our healthy fats, our omega 3s, we tend to have an imbalance in the threes to the sixes. So, focusing on the omega 3s is helpful. Leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. So, avoiding processed foods and sugars that can trigger inflammation. Because another popular talk that we did was how inflammation is one of the number one things that's kind of holding us back from, reaching goals, fat loss resistance, and just feeling good and better in our bodies. Blood sugar balance. So, this is another one that we can do to try to help things. Eat balanced meals that have protein, fat, and fiber. We talked all about blood sugar regulation last month. So, if you want to kind of trickle back and see some of those posts, it was all very actionable tips on how to do these things, because we do want to try to minimize those blood sugar spikes and crashes, because that is, one thing that'll definitely send you into a moment of unfocus and confusion. And supporting gut health. So, another really important one, including fermented foods, probiotics in our diet. And again, really just reducing, limiting, avoiding the processed foods. Those can be very damaging to the gut lining because of the increased inflammation and just don't provide really enough nutrients for our bodies to have us feeling good. We are always food first. We say this all the time too, but you may want to consider some supplementation. So, magnesium is a great one. We do definitely promote the supplementation with magnesium because it's really tough to get everything you need to through diet. B vitamins, adaptogens can be helpful to support brain function and stress levels. Your adaptogens being like your ashwagandha, rhodiola. I'm blanking on the other, like ashwagandha, rhodiola. Those are the most popular ones. What are other ones?
Lion's mane, which and that
Yeah.
one's actually recently kind of gotten a bad rap a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but just the different, like the different adaptogens
And
on it.
you're mostly gonna find a mix of those, and then you'll also see some other products sometimes in there, like your valerian root, your L-theanine, theanine, however you say that one, lemon balm. Those are all kind of calming. A lot of those go into some more of the natural sleep products that are around too. And lastly, reducing the toxin exposure. Just be mindful of those environmental toxins. Again, you may wanna kind of look up what the more common ones are. We talked about, what is that app that we, the one
Yuka,
with, yes,
Yuka,
yes.
yeah, YUKA
You
is
can nerd out on scanning every single product. I mean, it can be a little much, some of those, but it's like we don't want you to overhaul your life. But if there's something you're very commonly using and you are experiencing more symptoms of brain fog or any of the things we talk about really here, then that could be the ones that you kind of clean up and look at first. Or just make like small changes like we would with everything else. So, and always, like we've done, even 10-day like detox challenges and groups, like those things are not a horrible thing to do every now and then. We don't want to make that a lifestyle, but detoxing on some products or detoxing on some of the things we're putting in our body that can contribute to that increased inflammation and, just not good stuff for our brain health is not a bad thing to do sometimes.
agree.
Yeah.
Now that being said, there are a couple of very quick lifestyle hacks that you can do for instant mental clarity. The first one would be hydration. Obviously, ensuring that you're drinking water regularly. Dehydration can instantly lead to mental fogginess. So ensure that you're properly hydrated. And as a rule of thumb, we usually suggest aim for at least half your body weight in water. add on 15 ounces, yeah, add on an extra 15 ounces for exercise, if you exercise during the day. So, for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, you would aim for at least a minimum of 50 ounces and then an extra 15 on top of that if you do exercise. So half your body weight. That's just a good target to start with. Second one would be get moving. A quick 5-10 minute walk or even a light stretch can increase blood flow to the brain and boost focus. So start your day. I start every morning with a walk. I walk my dogs every morning. I mean, some days I don't want to, but I do it. But I will say it kind
Yesterday when it never stopped raining.
of is the same. And we actually walked and it was misting rain this morning because it was
Same.
either that or find a bunch of turd logs in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
The big dogs will poop outside when it's raining, but the little dogs won't. Um,
Oh,
But the third one would be break task into smaller steps. So if you tend to feel overwhelmed, break task into smaller steps and make them more manageable. So if you've got like a big project, rather than thinking about the big one, and it's almost like with goals. Trish and I we recommend this to our clients if they have, let's say, like a really large weight loss goal, for example, they want to lose 100 pounds. Sometimes when you have a goal that's that big, it just can feel so overwhelming and just feel defeating. So rather than thinking about that, break it down into little chunks, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, that can be much more attainable and kind of keep you excited. And lastly is take brain breaks. So short mental breaks throughout the day or deep breaths can help reset focus and prevent burnout. So if you've been working hard on a project, during the day, and you kind of feel like you're, kind of starting to burn out, take a break, take some deep breaths, go take a walk, listen to some music, and taking that break can kind of help, recharge the brain a little bit. With the right strategies, you can get back feeling, sharp and focused and not kind of have the foggy feeling all the time. That being said, hopefully this was helpful, and Trish and I will see you next week.
hi.